1 वाली खोलना सर पहले, है ना? ये 2 है।
सर ये चालू है, ये कैसे पता चलता है?
चालू है
ये एक मिनट,
चालू है।
एक मिनट सर, ये जो आपने बोली ना, ये इसका टाइटल, ये दूसरी है, ये नहीं है। एक और, ये सेकंड पार्ट आपने डाउनलोड की थी, फर्स्ट पार्ट में
ये देना है आपको?
हाँ,
तो इसको तो
इसमें सेकंड पार्ट है।
इसको तो दो मैडम, इसको दो, इसको और वो अभी दो डाउनलोड है ना, वो दो।
वो अगर वो मैं दे चुकी हूँ जो इसमें आ रही है।
ये तो नहीं दिया आपने?
ये नहीं दिया।
हाँ तो इसको दो।
ऑन है? Good afternoon. I am JV'n Dr. Lily Trivedi, and today I am going to give a video lecture on management of plant diseases. The subject, it comes under MSc Botany 3rd Sem in the discipline of Food and Biotechnology. Biological control. Biological control involves the use of one living organism to control another. This management technology has received much attention in the recent times. The pro of these biological control is it is specific to a particular pest, it is cheap after startup, it works most of the time. The cons is it does not have a broad spectrum as an insecticide, it is expensive at startup level, and it doesn't completely destroy. Parasitoid. Each parasitoid requires only one host, but it kills for its development into a free living adult. Parasitoids are of the same size as the host or even sometimes smaller. Mechanism. The female parasitoid lays eggs inside on an insect host. Legless larvae on the hatching feed on the host internally or externally. Many adult parasitoids feed on the nectar or pollen and serve as an important pollinator. The eggs of female Trichogramma chilonis successfully released in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra and few other states have given 56 to 82% protection against the sugarcane tissue borer. Pathogen in insects which kill their host to debilitate the future generation. Mechanism. The infected insects are unable to feed properly, they remain stunted, lose their body color and get paralyzed. Dead insects are often found hanging on the plants or on fungal growth on the body of dried insect. Could be easily located in the field. Caterpillar Pseudoplasia includens killed by entomopathogenic fungus Nomureia rilei, the white disease in soybean crop. Predators. These are free living and larger in size than their prey, requiring several preys to complete their life cycle. Sometimes smaller predators release a powerful poison, use a trap or hunt in groups to be more effective. Antagonistics of plant disease. The microorganisms used in biological suppression of plant disease which grow in association with the plant disease are termed as antagonists. An antagonist microorganism adversely affects the disease-causing organism by the following. Competition. The competition which takes place between two organisms in terms of nutrients, etc. Antibiosis. An association between the organism is injurious to one of them. Antibiosis is provided by marigold, Tagetes species roots which release terpenoids, chemicals that are toxic to several species of nematode and fungi. Application of microorganisms. Antagonists like Trichoderma and Glaucodium species introduced with planting materials such as seeds and seedlings of vegetable crops to suppress damping off and root rots are one kind of inoculative release. Hyperparasitism. The parasitic habit of one species upon another parasitic species which is harmful to one of them. Mycoparasitism. A parasitism of a fungus that is a host by another fungus, that is mycoparasite. Trichoderma herzianum is used as a seed treatment against pathogenic fungi Sclerotium rolfsi on chickpea and sugar beet. The chemical control. Fungicide is from the Latin word fungus plus cedo, that means to kill. A fungicide has been defined as a chemical substance which has the ability to prevent damage caused by fungi to growing crops and their products. Now, types of fungicide. They are preventive, curative and eradicant. The zone of activity. In preventive, it stops spore germination on the leaf surface level to prevent infection. In curative, it stops the early pathogen development inside the plant. And in an eradicant, it stops the pathogen development when the disease symptoms are visible and prevents further spread. Application timing. The preventive are best applied just ahead of period of high disease risk and before disease infection. The curative are applied at periods of high disease risk when the infection could have occurred but before visible symptoms are there. The eradicants are applied when the first sign of infection are identified. Chemical control. Classification of fungi. On the basis of chemical nature, they are classified as protectants. Example, thiram creates a barrier between the plant and the pathogen. Eradicants. Example, tilt removes the pathogen from the infection coat. Systemic and non-systemic. Example, Contef. Then they are classified on the basis of general use. Seed protectants. Example, thiram. Soil fungi, Captan. Foliage and blossom protectant. Example, Ferbam. Fruit protectant, Captan. And tree wound dressing, that is the Bordeaux mixture. On the basis of the chemical nature. Sulfur compounds, second is copper compounds, mercury compounds, quinones, aromatic compounds, heterocyclic compounds and organotin compounds, benzamine, dazoles and oxythins and others. They are also classified on the basis of formulation of fungicides. They are as wettable powders or WP, dust or dust powders or DP. They are used at 4 to 10% active ingredient. Emulsification concentration or EC, granules or G, suspension concentrate or SC, slurries or water dispersal powder for slurry treatment or WS, and the last is as solution. Here is a picture showing the fungicide application to control ergot on rye. Another few you can see: agriculture fumigation and forest nursery fumigation. We also classify by the mode of action or by properties once in the plant. The chemical class or organic or inorganic. Best to mix or rotate materials found in different fungicide families. On the mode of action and properties in the plant. Antibiotics, streptomycin against fire blight. Biofungicides, Trichoderma herzianum, Pseudomonas syringae, Bacillus subtilis and Verticillium dahlia. Broad spectrum, Captan and sulfur. Narrow spectrum, Metalaxyl against Phytophthora. Broad to narrow spectrum. Bactericidal, they are curative, generally act within the plant and are effective shortly after penetration. Second is demethylation, they are inhibiting and funginex. Eradicant, the contact killing and prevent sporulation. The fungicide kills fungi, example Captan. Fungistatic inhibits fungi like Metalaxyl. Fumigant has vapor action like methyl bromide. And nematicide. Protectants prevent spores from germinating. Example, Bravo. Systemic usually absorbed by roots and translocated throughout the plant like Metalaxyl. Some move downward also and stimulate the host defense mechanism. Locally systematic, they don't move far in the plant. Example, thiophenate methyl which has a vapor action and is a fumigant. Common fungicides in the home landscape, that is multiple modes of action. We have Captan, that is a broad spectrum. It acts on the leaf spots, blights, but is not good against powdery mildew and rust. Chlorothianol, Deconil 2878 Bravo is a broad spectrum and is used for foliar treatment. Copper based compounds like Bordeaux mixture and copper sulfate. It is effective on downy mildew of grapes and many fungal and bacterial leaf diseases and cankers. Horticultural and botanical oils like neem oil or any other pesticidal oil is a good eradicant and is also used against powdery mildew. Lime sulfur or calcium polysulfide is an eradicant and dormant spray. Powdery mildew, scab, brown rot, leaf curls, rust and mites can also be used for it, but it can burn the plant also. Mancozeb is a green light broad spectrum. It acts on fungicidal diseases in the lawns, fruits, vegetable and ornamentals. Mycobutanil, that is Immunox or Spectricide, acts on powdery mildews, rust and leaf spots. PCNB, pentachloronitrobenzene, is a soil fungicide and is also called lawn snow mold, and it affects this mold. The soap or Safer's insecticidal soap acts on powdery mildews. Sodium or potassium bicarbonates are not very effective. Spectromycin is effective on fire blight spray. Sulfur is a safer garden fungicide. Elemental sulfur acts on powdery mildews and leaf blights and can burn the plant. Thiophanate methyl is a green light systemic fungicide. It acts on the ornamentals, lawns and some fruit trees. Triforine or Funginex is a locally systemic powdery mildew and acts on powdery mildew, leaf spots and blights. The compost tea acts on the foliage diseases, but does it really work? Fungicide may also need spray adjutant to work, like stickers, etc. So these stickers help the fungicide to spread and to act effectively. So I hope this lecture was helpful to you. Thank you so much. Sir, वो कहाँ है? किसका वो? जो इसमें आपने सेव किया ना वो नहीं है।
एक मिनट